Lamar Jackson and Kyler Murray didn't disappoint when the two young stars met yesterday in Baltimore. Lamar became the first player in NFL history to pass for over 250 yards and rush for over 120 yards in a single game. Kyler threw for 349 yards, joining Cam Newton as only the second player ever to throw for over 300 yards in his first two career games. So Lamar Ravens would end up getting the 23-17 win. Shannon, who had the better game, Kyler or Lamar?
Is this a trick question?
It's not a trick.
Really, Skip Bayless?
You think Kyler did? No?
Man, L. Jack had this thing, and this wasn't even close.
L. Jack.
Yeah, man. Skip. We in 100 years, this is the 100th year anniversary of the NFL, and we've never seen a guy do what Lamar Jackson did yesterday. Throw for 250, run for $120. Now, we've seen a guy do what Kyler did. As a matter of fact, Cam took it one better. Cam did 400, did 423 and 432.
Shannon, we've seen one guy do it.
One
guy.
We never seen anybody do what L. Jack did.
Have we ever seen Cam do that again?
No.
No.
Hold on. No. What's 400, Skip? Have we ever seen Kyler throw for 400 yet? Okay, then.
We will.
No, we don't know that. Hold on. Skip. Now, Jenny, he said he loved this stat. Because he just mentioned it earlier because he said Dak Prescott, since he entered the league, got more 90-plus QBR rating than Tom Brady.
Yep.
Well, yesterday, Lamar Jackson had a 90.
He had a 90.
Kyler Murray had a 58.
That is correct.
Is that good? I didn't think so, Skip.
The 90 is really, the 58's not bad.
Let me tell you what Kyler Murray just did yesterday. Skip, it's like a person that's eating really, really healthy, has this really, really strenuous workout, and then he goes home and eats a cinnamon roll. That's empty calories. Nothing. No nutritional value has been added.
Well, you get some carbs.
Okay, get some carbs.
I've been that person. Great example.
Okay, I remember you said that, too. I remember you said that. So you got some carbs.
Oh, you do. You get a few.
Skip, those are empty calories. His numbers are empty. They mean nothing. Has Kyler Murray ever played from a lead? Has he ever been anything other than 10, 15 points behind?
He's played 2 games. He tied Detroit, and Detroit beat the Chargers yesterday.
That's
impressive.
Hold on, it's tie. Man,
tie.
That's like kissing Halle Berry through a screen pool.
Really?
What you doing? Lips don't touch. Oh, that's Halle Berry on the other side. What? Yeah, what is that?
That's a funny
Nothing.
Do you speak from experience?
I said nothing. But Skip, you need to stop this.
So close.
What we're seeing, Lamar, Skip, is we're seeing the maturation. And we took for granted, the guy did win a Heisman Trophy. He threw for over 3,000 yards, rushed for over 1,500 yards. And the question was, I'm not saying he needs to be Tom Brady or he needs to be able to throw the ball like Breeze, but if he can just become slightly above average with his running ability, Skip, he literally can do what he did in college. He can throw for 3,000 and rush for 1,000 yards, Skip. I believe he would do that. Skip, the ball comes out of his hand better than I thought because I watched him a lot yesterday.
It's getting better, man.
Yes. And he's got a reliable guy in Mark Andrews as tight end.
University of Oklahoma. Thank you.
Oh, my God.
Well.
When he gets in trouble.
How about the other Oklahoma guy? You didn't get to him yet.
I ain't get to him
yet.
Yeah. Hollywood doing big things. Hollywood doing big things.
We can mention him.
He's doing big things. But I love what Lamar is doing right now, Skip. He's better than I thought he would this early. I knew he had to progress because he's light years throwing the football this year compared to where he was last year. And I talked to Ozzie at the Hall of Fame this past August.
Ozzie Newsome.
Ozzie Newsome, who's the old general manager, who was his last draft pick in the first round, was Lamar Jackson.
That guy. Yep.
He said, Shannon, he's going to surprise a lot of people.
Really?
He's throwing the ball better than you think. And he's going to surprise a lot of people. And Skip, you and I took Cleveland, you took Pittsburgh. But the team you need to watch out for in that division is the purple and black. They're tough. Their defense is going to keep them in every game. And this kid is getting better and better now. They got a big, tall task next week.
They go to KC.
They go to KC. But Skip, that could be where he throws for 300 and rush for 100, and Mahomes might throw for 500.
Well, Lamar played great at Kansas City last year and was in position to pull it off.
It took a 4th down heave.
It did.
For them to get it done. But I thought Lamar Jackson outplayed Kyler yesterday. Skip, they kicked 3 field goals from inside the 5-yard line. So what that tells me, he's not.
You mean Arizona?
Arizona did.
I know. They had 3 times they went inside the 5 and couldn't catch.
And so hold on. If you that guy, You mean to tell me you that guy? You the fastest quarterback in the NFL, and you can't run it in from there? You can't throw it in there because you know the ball just jumps out of his hand, Jenny. You know the ball jumps out of his hand. You never see anybody just.
You being derisive and sarcastic?
Just flick it a bit. Did somebody tell me just flick it a bit? And the ball goes 50 yards.
So, wait, you just told me Baltimore is legit. They are serious business, especially on defense. He threw for 349 in his second NFL game, in his first ever NFL road game with a bad team. You talked about how bad the Giants are and the Redskins are. This team is worse than the Giants and the Redskins all around. Overall, it's not a good football team. Sorry, it's just not. Larry Fitz is on his last legs.
He had another 100-yard game.
Crabtree's on his last legs. This is what you got. Little Christian Kirk in the slot, and you throw for 349, and you can't run a lick. They had 20 yards rushing yesterday. Couldn't run a lick while the other team was rushing for 182 yards thanks to 120 from, what do you call him, L-Jack?
L-Jack.
Okay, we'll call him L-Jack now.
The L-Jack era is upon us.
And I agree with you. Lamar Jackson took my breath away yesterday. Because I didn't see that last year.
No.
I saw really good last year. I saw a young man who got them to the playoffs and then had a really hard time in his first playoff game. But that guy yesterday, you were talking about how Dak looks like he's just figured it out as an in control. That looked figured out to me, albeit against the Arizona Cardinals, but still, when push came to shove and when my little man got his team back in the game once again, because that's what he does in the fourth quarter. Who made the throw of the game on 3rd and 1 from his 44 with 2:58 left in the game? This is the throw of the game. It was L-Jack, Lamar Jackson. Look at this. This is a rocket now. This is an NFL throw.
Drop it to him. Drop it to him.
Drop it to him. Is that what we're going to call him? Drop it to him? Guess who that little man was who caught that ball? That might be Hollywood Brown from the University of Oklahoma. That was the man, Jenny Taft.
I love that guy.
Who was hurt when little Kyler Murray had to play big, bad Nick's defense, St. Nick's defense.
He was injured.
And you say, well, what did he do against Alabama? He didn't have that guy.
Would have made a difference.
Oh, wouldn't have made a difference. Are you kidding? I kept telling you, that little man can run by anybody, anywhere, any stage, any moment.
Just to see where Lamar is now, Skip, because you remember his first playoff game, the home crowd in San Diego was booing him. They were booing him because he couldn't throw a pass. He was getting sacked. They were hitting him.
It looked bad.
And now, you look at Skip, I mean, not this quick. I mean, you're like, he's got to improve. We know he's going to improve some. But to improve this much, he's night and day. Skip, they're throwing the ball. They're not running him. We thought, okay, because John Harbaugh said, we're going to run him like 20 times a game. I said, you get him hurt. Skip, he threw the ball 37 times yesterday. 37. So that tells me they have a lot of confidence in his ability to throw the football. And it should, and it's well placed. I think the best thing that they did, Skip, they got a guy that had a guy similar in San Francisco. They hired Greg Roman as the offensive coordinator. And Lamar Jackson has Colin Kaepernick's speed. So we knows what can happen if he get outside the pocket.
He's a little faster than Colin.
You think so?
Yes, I do. I just do.
Cap could run, Skip.
I know, but so can this.
But his ability to throw the football is what has me most impressed. I knew he could run, but not throw the ball this well, this soon.
Okay, so to me, and I am a Kyler fanatic, you could say, but I thought Kyler had the better game on degree of difficulty because your second start against Baltimore on the road as a 13-point underdog, and you somehow get your team back into the game with a touchdown and a 2-point conversion in the fourth quarter, and all of a sudden, what was it, 23-16 or what? But the point was, he had them back in position to challenge to win the game. It took that throw that we just saw from Lamar to ice the game. So if you give Kyler the ball back, who knows what happens?
Nothing will go happen. The same thing happened. They were 2 of 11 on 3rd down. Well, I want to know on 3rd down, who's playing quarterback for Arizona? Last week they were 9 of 22 on 3rd down. I just want to know on 3rd down, who's playing quarterback?
Help me out. Who covered in both those games? Who covered? with a tie and a narrow loss.
Whoa.
Who covered?
Covered
Who
what?
Yeah, 13 points.
I don't need no blanket.
I'm trying to tell you, I'll take the 13.
I don't need no blanket. I don't need no cover. I don't need no cover. No, that ain't how we do. We don't do that here, Skip Bayless. We do wins, and we do when you come to Shannon Sharp's restaurant.
Covers.
When you come to the Sharp Cafe.
I dared you last week to give me 13.
No, and I say no.
Yeah.
I say they're gonna lose, but I'm not giving you 13.
Oh, why not?
No,
Baltimore's legit.
Skip, when you come to my restaurant, you can get two things.
Really?
You can get dubs or L's. I took QBR off the menu, but I'm thinking about adding that. So Lamar got that 90. I might add QBR back. Like once every 3 weeks, you can come in and get a nice plate of QBR.
Poor old Carson Wentz had to sit out on the curb last night, just aching out on the curb.
But your guy, don't worry about it. Your guy gonna come to the restaurant too.
So to sum this up, our man Nelly texted me actually very early this morning because he was still up while I was getting up. But he made a great point. He said he saw basically the future of the NFL yesterday with these two young players playing each other, because he said once there's no more Brady and Breeze, that the next Super Bowl he was predicting could go to one of these two. And of course I said, well, Kyler's got a long road to hoe.
Oh, they're a long way from that.
Because he needs a lot of help.
Yes,
But Lamar, I don't know.
It's exciting.
They're much closer. Yeah.
A lot of guys that, you know, they were doubted. Lamar, Kyler, Hollywood, everyone had something to say about him, and they all have something to prove. It was fun to watch.
Well, sure. the thing what Kyler is not with his ability to throw, Skip. Could he stay healthy? Yeah. If you watch the way teams are attacking him early, Skip, they are blitzing the bejesus out of him.
Which is why Cliff Kingsbury, who doesn't have this in his sort of philosophical approach to football, he needs to let Kyler beat the blitz with his legs more. Because he ran 3 times, and I don't even think they were called, for 4 yards yesterday. Right. Trust me, Jenny can attest. At Oklahoma, he ran for 1,000. It was 1,001 yards last year.
And that ain't happening there. Yeah. Oh, but Lamar gonna get 1,000 rushing and 3,000 passes.
Just watch.
Ravens, Chiefs next week, and then Cardinals, Panthers, which maybe that could be a game for. I don't know. That's a whole different discussion. We got a week to go there.
Can't show him how it's done. The real number one.
Yeah.
They got a pretend number one, and they got a real number one.
Oh, so you just call Kyler Murray a pretend number one.
The real number one is
We got that on tape. Pretend number one.
We're not
You're going to hear that again.
We're going to talk about Antonio Brown again. He had a pretty successful debut with the Patriots yesterday. Are we surprised? Greg Jennings joins us. Let's get his answer.